so I'll be honest with you. I always wanted to make a video where I'm in my car. Is this the most smart thing to do? No, probably not. I totally recognize that. You could probably hear a lot of the car sounds and all of that stuff, but whatever. I wanted to talk about the whole idea of everything that's been going on with Reddit and the API pricing and all of that stuff because it's taken up a lot of my mental capacity because one of my favorite apps of all time is Apollo by Reddit. Like, it genuinely is one of the best apps that has ever been made on the iOS App Store. And Christian Selig, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Christian Selig, who created the app, has been very vocal in the indie developer community, as well as just overall. He's been a central figure in design for quite some time, especially for iOS apps. And as a matter of fact, when I was in college and working on a startup of my own, I had the opportunity to email him, and he was very polite enough to email back, and it was a very positive experience. I feel like most of the time, if you were to email a developer or something like that, you don't frequently get responses. So to see such positive feedback from someone like that in the indie dev space, it's been great. But overall, seeing what has occurred with Reddit at large and what has occurred in the space for indie development, it's been overall very disappointing. I've always been a long-time lurker of Reddit, a long-time user, poster, and all of that stuff of Reddit. As a matter of fact, one time I used Reddit successfully, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I used Reddit successfully to meet up with people at a concert. And sure, that may sound creepy, but in the subreddit for Mac DeMarco, who is one of my favorite artists ever, there was one time where I had tickets to a concert with a good friend of mine, but that good friend ended up having to back out. He couldn't go to the concert. So I was left to go alone, which I wasn't looking forward to doing. And I was very active in that subreddit specifically. So I always commented on stuff. I always posted on stuff because I love Mac DeMarco, and it's a very loyal follower base. So people were already saying, hey, who's looking forward to the Philly concert, yada, yada. And those are people that I've seen comment from time to time. So I decided to post, hey, I'm going to the concert. My friend backed out. If there's anyone in a similar environment, I know this sounds creepy. I'm happy to like identify myself beforehand, but if you want to meet up, let's like start a thing. So we ended up using GroupMe. I found a group of people from Reddit who commented back in a similar position, who commented back, and we still keep up here and there, which is absolutely incredible. And that was years ago now, and it's all through Reddit. The point I'm making at large overall in that is Reddit is supposed to bring people together. But everything that has occurred with Stephen Huffman, I think is his name, the guy who is currently running Reddit, it's just been absolutely abysmal. And here's the thing. I firmly and fully understand the idea that a company who is trying to go public needs to do things to make their company more profitable. I highly get it, and so do developers like Christian and other developers such as the ones for Reddit is Fun, such as the ones for all of the other ones for Android and things like that. They all understood because their APIs at the time were free. They weren't being charged a penny to use Reddit's APIs. Like, I'm talking about all these independent developers. They weren't being charged a cent. So obviously it made sense, and I fully agree with the fact that they should be charging for their API, especially a company like that with all of those third-party things. You know what I mean? Like third-party apps is what built Reddit. Reddit wouldn't be so popular and it wouldn't exist in the fashion that it is without those third-party apps. And I think an important thing to highlight with that is the Reddit app, the official Reddit app, was purchased because it was a third-party app. There was no first-party Reddit app at the time. Like, early days of Reddit, and even up until pretty recently, I'm going back, like, I think 3 years, like, there was no first-party Reddit app. Apollo was, in a sense, like the first-party Reddit app for a period of time before there was any other actual Reddit client. If that made any sense, I don't know. I obviously don't have a script. I'm just talking as I'm driving. But the point I'm making at large and overall is Reddit relied on third-party apps exclusively. They relied on it. And now they're really biting the hand that fed them. Reddit would not be as successful as it was without those apps. I used Apollo before there was a Reddit first-party app available. And that's crazy to think that this app has been around for so long, and all these creators of really incredible apps, all these people who inspired many people like myself and many other developers out there, they're being shafted by Reddit, especially when they promised especially when they promised all these developers that their pricing would be based in reason. It seems like that was never the case overall. And I know there's so many videos out there about this topic at large, so I'm not going to go into depth on specifically what occurred, but it really is disgusting to see. And it makes me, as soon as Apollo's servers go offline and I'm not able to access Apollo anymore, I think I'm just going to delete Reddit overall because it really is a shame. And I think Reddit is at its core a beautiful community, but everything that has occurred has just really brought down any form of quality that app can have. And if you look on the feeds right now, obviously it's still in boycott mode, like people are still boycotting and all of that stuff, but at large, a lot of my favorite subreddits are really, really diminished because of what's been going on, righteously so. And it's unfortunate, but really, I don't know what else to do. And it's again, I think Reddit as an idea is beautiful. I think it's a great app. I've used it to success many times in my life, but I used all of those successes through Apollo or through another third-party client. I'm not going to use the default Reddit app. It's absolutely abysmal. And if you have an iPad, it's awful on iPad. It's just a terrible app. And even though, look, I get it. Most other social platforms only have one app. Or there's things like Twitter where there were third-party clients, but now they're also the same way Reddit was. And clearly, Steve Huffman or whoever the guy's name is, he took inspiration from Twitter. I know he had conversations with Elon Musk and things like that, but the point I'm trying to make overall is, I get it, other platforms only have one app, and it was never an option to have third-party apps, but Reddit's different. Reddit was born off of third-party apps. It really became the Reddit we know today because of third-party apps. And without them, I just don't see the point anymore. I really don't. It's disgusting what's occurred over at Reddit, and I know it's not a fault of most of the employees overall. That's really an executive decision brought down, but it's disgusting. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't. And it sucks because I've been on Reddit for 10 plus years. And it really sucks to see it go down this way. But I don't know. Those are my thoughts at large. I figured those are my thoughts at large. Really? Those are my thoughts at large. And with all that out of the way, I just wanted to express that I have nothing but appreciation for Apollo, and it sucks to see it go. So yeah, with all that out of the way, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this, be sure to give it a like, rating, and subscribe for more content. And with that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out. My camera almost dropped. Ooh.